Welcome back to Mac Talks. Football and the quarterfinals of the Europa League are here. They are going to be played this week on the nights of Wednesday and Thursday, and I'm here to make my predictions for all the four games. Quite interesting ties that have been set up. You have representatives from England, Spain, Italy, Germany, and Portugal as well. So let's go ahead and make our predictions for the quarterfinals. The first game, that is the only game to be played on Wednesday. It is Braga versus Real Betis. I think it's a very interesting game, if I'm being very honest with you, and I think it's not going to be an easy game. From the outlook, you could say that Real Betis are the favorites, but I don't think it's going to be an easy game for Betis. They are going to go away to Portugal. It's going to be a hostile fixture, if I'm being very honest with you. The atmosphere in the stadium is not going to be that really welcoming for Betis. I think it will be a tough night for Betis there. Braga are not really in a good run of form, and they are fourth in the league. They are basically, there's a very less chance of them winning the league or qualifying for the Champions League. So for them, this is the only real opportunity to win some sort of silverware. Betis, on the other hand, they are fighting for those Champions League places. Still they drew over the weekend as well. That was not a really good result for Betis. So they would want to get something out of this game as well. It's an important fixture for them. And I think, as I said, I think it's going to be a very physical game. You're not going to get something, exciting out of this game. Not that many goals, if I'm being very honest with you. And I think it could turn out to be a very hard fought. It's going to be a physical battle for sure. And I think if you're it's like a nitty gritty, a gritty game. That's what we're gonna get. You need to show that type of performance in this game, and I think we are gonna get that sort of battle on the pitch. I'm going for a very hard fought 1-1 draw between Braga and Real Betis. Up next, it's Freiburg versus Celta Vigo on Thursday night. That this is an interesting tie, if I'm being very honest with you. Freiburg, had a really what's the word what I mean, a heartbreaking a match against Bayern Munich over the weekend. They were winning 2-0. They were cruising easily until 75th, 76th minute, and then they ended up losing a 3-2 to Bayern Munich. So mentally, that is going to be that's really going to hurt Freiburg, if I'm being very honest with you. And to basically win this game, win that game, and then ended up losing that game. It's not going to be easy. They are playing against the Celta Vigo side, who are who had a really interesting game as well. They are coming here to a Freiburg stadium where the fans are players. In my opinion, they are a bit injured. And mentally they would want some sort of revenge after what happened to them over the weekend. I think for Celta Vigo, it's in my opinion, it's a wrong time to play Freiburg. Because they need some sort of a reaction after that. The fans would want that as well, and I think the players themselves would want to give something to the fans as well. And as I said, they are hurt at the moment, and I think they could take that frustration out on Celta Vigo. I don't think it's going to be an easy one, but as compared to that Braga and Real Betis game, I think this is going to be a much more open game. Both the teams would like would like to play exploring football, trying to take each other on, and I think we are going to get a good game out of football out of this game. I expect goals in this game, and I think the home side is going to nick it. But it will be not easy. I think it's going to be a very hard fought game again, but as compared to the other one, I think it will be a more entertaining one. You're going to see more chances in this game, more flair in this game, but I think Freiburg are going to nick it in that. I'm going for a very interesting, very entertaining 2-1 win for Freiburg. Moving on, it's Bologna versus Aston Villa. If I'm being very honest with you, I think this is one of those ties where one team is a bit better as compared to the other team, but the form of the team that I personally think is not that good. I think Bologna this season have been really underwhelming, if I'm being very honest with you. They have not really hit the mark as many would have hoped after last season. The way that they played, the way that they won the cup last year as well. So everybody really thought they were going to take a step forward, but it has not really materialized, if I'm being very honest with you. They have been really inconsistent this season. On the the other hand, Aston Villa, they are playing really good football. They are trying, they are in the race for those Champions League places in the Premier League as well. And up until a month ago, it looked basically certain that Villa are going to finish in that top 4, even in that top 3 as well. But their form as of late has been really, really terrible, so that could really affect their performance coming into this game. But sometimes Europe is different, and your local league, your own league is different, so that could maybe help Villa in that regard. They are going away to Bologna. I think it's not going to be an easy journey. I think it will be a tough game, tough night of football. And if I'm being very, very honest, I really think, Bologna can surprise a lot of people in this game. And I think they are going to do that as well. I think Aston Villa are going to get shocked when they come here. They are going to get, it's going to be a very physical game. As much as Aston Villa would like to play, that fast attacking football, I don't think they are going to be able to do that. Unai Emery is a master of Europa League, but I think it will be a very, very tough fixture. And I think Bologna are going to shock them. I'm going for a very surprising 1-0 win for Bologna. And finally, it's Porto versus Nottingham Forest. I think this is one of those games, in my opinion, that is one team is like the easiest of the ties, if I'm being very honest with you. No disrespect to Nottingham Forest, I think they have a great squad here, but I think they mentally, they are not in this competition. I think they are more concentrated towards the Premier League. They want to stay safe in the Premier League, and I think that is their priority at the moment. And I think Porto can take that advantage of that. Porto are a really good team. They are fighting for the title in their own league as well, and they are at home as well. This could very well turn out to be, one-legged tie, if I'm being very honest with you. I think Porto are going to take advantage of that. It's not going to be an easy night, in Portugal for Forest. It's the Porto's home stadium as well, and they are more comfortable as compared to Forest mentally, because as I said, they are going to be more focused on this game. They are not really going to be thinking about what happens in their league. Forest, on the other hand, they are going away. It's their first game after the international break. We have to take this in regard as well, and they are going away to Portugal. It's a big game. It's a quarter-final game, and despite all of that, their main focus and main goal is going to be towards the Premier League game that they have to play. So all in all, I think it's a tough game for Forest, and I think because of that, I think they are going to suffer here. And as I said, I think it's going to be a one-legged tie, in my opinion. I think we could get the winner of this tie in this league leg only, and that is why I'm going for a very comfortable 3-1 win for Porto. That is it for me. These are my predictions. I think for most of these games are going to be really tight. You're not going to get that much out of these games, if I'm being very honest with you. Apart from the last one, I really think just because Forest are in that relegation battle, I think Porto can take advantage of that. Apart from that, the first 3 games, I think it will be very, very tricky. It will be very, very tight. You're not going to get that many goals out of these games as well. So I think most of these ties, the first 3 ties, and I would not be surprised if all of these ties after the first 2 legs ended up being going to penalties. But for the first leg, these are my predictions. Let me know what you guys think of these predictions in the comment section below. You can make your own predictions as well. Like the video, share it as well, click on the notification bell, and of course subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get to 600 subscribers before the end of the season, so please go ahead and subscribe and help the channel out. Until next time, bye bye.